Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Joaquin coming to you live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the Atlanta Falcons. And like I always say, we're not taking no days off. So even though we came down, see the new stadium, having an outstanding time, we really had to take out time to just do the show because it's all about the show. So I figured tonight what we'll do is we'll do an abbreviated show. We'll do 30 minutes or so. And what I want to do is try to find a quiet place because where we are in the Mercedes-Benz Lounge is extremely loud, but I wanted to find somewhere so that way we can at least hit on a few topics tonight and make sure that we stay committed to everything that we say we're going to do. So, like you know, I mean, everybody right now, the focus is on Houston. So one of the things that I want to make sure that I challenge the Daily Bread audience to do is to make sure that you go out and donate something. I mean, we all have something that we can donate because, I mean, the pictures and the videos, they really don't do that region a lot of justice because they're going to have a long way back. They're saying, and this is probably 10 times worse than Katrina. You got Houston, Texas affected. You got Beaumont, Texas affected. You got Port Arthur. That whole region is pretty much underwater. So what you want to do is just that $5, that $10, that what have you, make sure that you go out and you donate to something, but donate to a good cause. Because something else that's really been kind of on my spirit as well is, you know, it's unfortunate that in times of catastrophe or times of natural disaster that some people are really just opportunists. So people have already started with, hey, do you want to donate to the, you know, the Hurricane Harvey Fund? And I'm like, I don't even know where this money is going to be going. So what I would encourage you to do is make sure that you make your donations to a reputable charitable organization like the American Red Cross, the Salvation Army, something like that where you know that the funds are going to get to the people because it's all about getting the money to the people. J.J. Watt has a big fund that he's doing as well, getting them out, you know, getting donations because the main thing is you want to make sure that you can get it to the people. But that's one of the things I definitely want to put out there to you. If you have any questions, if you want to call in, you can definitely call in to our studio, our producers in the studio. So you want to call in to 678-381 1973. 678-381 1973. Again, coming to you live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium, meeting a lot of great people out here and still talking about personal finance because even with coming out to what we call entertainment, see, I'm repping Duval County. I've been getting a lot of flack about this shirt, this Jacksonville, this Duval. So had to come out here and rep for Duval County as they're playing the Falcons. But really wanted to talk about stay on personal finance because as we're going into September, we when you look at from a business standpoint, we're in Q3 and now we're getting ready to go into what we call quarter four. And what that means is we're going to wrap up the year. So as businesses are wrapping up the year, you should be also looking at your finances as well and be thinking about 2018. What kind of plans do you have for 2018? Because the things that you did in 2017, you really need to look at those, evaluate them, see if you're going in the right direction, seeing if you needed to, you know, improve in certain areas. If maybe you need to improve your savings, maybe you need to decrease the amount of debt that you have. But whatever you feel that you need to do, this is the time to be planning for the future because 2018 will be here before you know it. We only got about 4 months left. We got September, October, November, December, and that's it. And then we got New Year's Day, and then we all into 2018. So the time to be planning is now. So make sure that you take out some time, think through the things that you want to have done, things that you want to pray on, the things that you want to contemplate, because you don't want to be haphazardly just living your life, just going through life without a plan, don't have a budget, don't know who you owe, don't know how much your interest is on all these different things. And then you want to also look at your liabilities. So this really goes back to getting back to the basics. And what we've been talking about in this series is just getting back to school. So back to school means just getting back to the basics. I mean, getting really back to the basics. And as I'm out here looking at the Atlanta Falcons and their competition with the Jaguars, something else that always comes to mind, a good metaphor is you have to be good at the fundamentals. You really have to be good at the fundamentals before you can build something that's a championship. I mean, we've talked about it on previous shows where you need to be able to put together. Oh, come on and see we going live. We doing our radio show. What's your name, brother? Let me stand up.
I'm Mike, man. I'm Mike.
Mike?
Michael Hendricks.
All right, Michael Hendricks. How you doing, brother? Joaquin Thompson. And you on live. This is a radio show that we do every week. It's called the Daily Bread Radio Show. We talk about personal finance. So, Mike, tell me about what's your take on the importance of personal finance? Things like savings, budgets, credit. How do you feel about that? And what are some of your thoughts about why we need to do or why that's important?
Well, I'm a money man myself. That's why they call me Money Mike. And I think saving, budgeting, all that stuff is important because younger generations, we're not getting this knowledge and we don't know how to save a dollar, but we know how to spend it real quick. And as far as credit and budgeting and all that, we need to learn everything as well because we don't know what we're doing with this money. We going out, we making it real fast, and we blowing it just as fast as we getting it. So we're not being able to pass it down to those like the generation I came up in. So I think we need to learn more about this stuff. So is this what your radio show got going on?
Every week, I need 8 to 9, right? 8 to 9, okay. Daily Bread Radio Show. And the thing about it is, that's a good segue into what we're going to start doing. We got a campaign that we're going to have for students where we're going to be raffling off tickets to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Because where we are right now, we're not just in the 200 section or the 3. This is the club level. Yeah. This is the top of the top where we are. This is not this ain't like we used to say when we was young. This ain't no Rudy Poo. Yeah. This is top level. So this down here, right down this hallway right here, they got a Maybach. And it's the Mercedes-Benz Lounge. So where we are and what we're going to be doing this year, in order for us to raise funds to help students with scholarships, we're going to be raffling off game tickets. Every game, we're going to be raffling off 4 sets of tickets. So more to come on that. But, Mike, when you look at Mercedes-Benz Stadium and you look at different things that people are doing and the different walks of life that you see come through here, what would you say would be 3 things that people really need to start doing in order just to improve their overall knowledge of personal finance?
Personal finance, the first thing people are going to have to do a lot of studying and personal research instead of somebody else telling you what you need to look up and different stuff of that. So people need to do their own research and their own studying for themselves. That's number one. And I mean, reading gonna go along with your personal studying, but I say as far as like researching like successful people, not just people who run in businesses, not just artists and people who entertain. Research a whole 9 of people. You got to find out your roots, where you came from, where your mindset came from, where your parents came from, where they people came from. You got to do a whole lot of digging and a lot of researching. Networking gonna be one, because if I would never just stopped right here, I would have been on doing something, not learning more about finances. So networking, that's another key thing. And then just being positive, keeping positive energy and positive vibes everywhere you go. Those are my 3.
Bruh, did you hear that? This is what we talking about. This is at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium live. I know y'all back in the studio saying, wow, how did they do that? But, it's more than just a radio show. It's like reality TV. Right? So we are here. I never met Mike. Mike was just passing through. But you can see how important it is to understand and talk about the things that we've been talking about since February. I mean, really getting back to the basics. You should have a budget. You should know how much you owe. You should know how many liabilities that you have. You should understand principal, the difference between principal and interest. You should understand how much you have coming in, not your gross, but your net. So these are the things that we're getting out to do, and these are the things that we're going to continue to do is educate everybody within the community, because you can come out to Mercedes-Benz, have a good time, spend a little money, this, that, and the other, but you need to make sure that you also have something to lean back on. You need to have some reserve. Don't spend your last on season tickets to go see the Falcons. You need to make sure that you have something in reserve and make sure that you're not spending the mortgage on seeing the Falcons. You need to do it and have a plan and make sure that you're doing it in the right way. So, Money Mike, stay in touch with us. It's the Daily Bread Radio Show. Make sure you check us out every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. We're on Facebook Live at the Daily Bread Radio Show. We also are going to be on DKMRadio.com, and you're welcome to call in. The call-in number is 678-381-1973. I appreciate you being on the show this evening, brother.
Appreciate you having me.
All right, Mike. Have a good day, brother. So, you see how important it is. Oh, that's a deep book there. That's deep. That's deep. But you can see how important it is in order for us, especially in our community. And that's what we're really trying to do. We're trying to just use the adage that we're going to take what we have and use what we have to get to where we're going.
That's the right one.
Nah, that ain't the right one. Just do Daily Bread Radio Show.
Daily Bread Radio.
Yeah, do Daily Bread and then Radio Show. That way, when we start to do different things, we need to make sure that we're in a position to be a blessing to somebody. Because it's not about, waiting on somebody to come with a scholarship, waiting on different people to come in with different things. We have to work as a collective and create the scholarships that we want for our people and the opportunities that we want for our people, because everything is out there for us, but we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can within our power to make sure that we can improve and pay it forward, help somebody else, just really help somebody else do some different things. So one of the things that I talked about briefly is this raffle program. And with the raffle program, what we needed to do with our nonprofit is we had to go through a process with the area sheriff's office, and you have to apply to get a license to do a raffle. And I think this is going to be a really, really big event because, we've had a lot of people that are interested in tickets for the Falcons. So one of the programs that we're starting through our nonprofit, the American Financial Literacy Program, is going to be called TIX, T-I-X, TIX for Grads. TIX, T-I-X for Grads. TIX for Grads. TIX for Grads. And what TIX for Grads is going to do is this. We're going to be concentrating on graduating seniors that are in college. Now, I went back and looked up the email from the president of Howard University that I received last year in April. And for Howard University is just one institution. They had 224 students that were at risk for not graduating because they had an outstanding balance. Now, here's where we come in at. The average outstanding balance, let me tell you the aggregate or the full amount for everyone, $1.3 million. So if you divide 224 students into 1.3, you're going to come out to roughly about $6,000, $6,100. Just round it up, $6,100. Now let's think about this. 224 students not getting their degrees, not being able to go to grad school, not being able to go to what we call professional school, get their Juris Doctorate, become lawyers. They can't get into medical school because they didn't graduate. The only thing that was between them and graduation is $6,000. That's ludicrous. I know we can raise $6,000 multiple times to help as many students as we can. And like we talked about on last week's show, it's not about whether or not we can raise the 1.3 the first year, but we only need to help one student. So my goal is to take TIX for Grads. We've taken tickets. We've received tickets from different season ticket holders that have donated tickets to our nonprofit, the American Financial Literacy Program. And the way the system is going to work is this. We're going to, in turn, have a raffle. We're going to be working with area parks, recreation centers. We're going to be working with high schools. We're going to be working with colleges. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that for each game, each home game for the Atlanta Falcons, we're going to be raffling off 4 sets of tickets. We're going to have 3 sets of tickets in section 300, and then we're going to have one pair of tickets that's going to be in the Mercedes-Benz Lounge. These are club seats. Now, let me tell you how good these seats are. These seats are so good that they have a lounge that's associated with the seats. Now, the lounge will grant you access to go out onto the field. You're less than 10 feet away from the Atlanta Falcons bench. So imagine this. Atlanta is playing Dallas. Atlanta is playing Green Bay. Dak Prescott is in the building. Ezekiel Elliott is back from suspension, so you ain't got to worry about the suspension with Ezekiel Elliott. He is back. When they played Atlanta Falcons November 12th, he's back and he's in the building. So think about how many people are going to want to go see Dak Prescott, Dez Bryant, and Dr. Ezekiel Elliott come to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and deal with the Dirty Birds. So what we're going to do is capitalize on that interest. We're going to sell the tickets through a raffle. We're going to raffle and work with these area organizations. Now, there are multiple benefits in doing a raffle. Number one, the organization is going to be able to raise funds. Number two, we're going to take our part of the proceeds and create scholarships. These scholarships are going to be going and earmarked for students that are in the academic 2017-2018. This is going to be the class of 2018. The proceeds from the raffle are going to go towards scholarships for graduating seniors that have exhausted all of their funding. Now, with that being said, like I said, Howard University, think about it. One institution had 224. Think about when you think about Clark, Morehouse, Spelman, Fisk, Bennett, A&M, Florida A&M. Every one of the historical black colleges have a group of students every year that either don't graduate because they have exhausted all of their funds, or they run the risk of not graduating because at the ninth hour, somebody comes up with another loan or some money for them. But we can't live like we need to pay it forward and make sure that we're putting ourselves in position to be successful as a community, as a race, and as a people. So it's time for us to get up off our butt. See how I'm getting up? Get up off our butt and do what we need to do to make sure that we have everything in place and stop waiting on people to do it for us, because ain't nobody going to do it for us. Ain't nobody going to come in and say, okay, let me wait for a scholarship. Or let me, not graduate. We got to do our part. So that raffle is going to help you. And the raffle is going to be inexpensive. $5 for the seats in the 300 section. $10 for club seats. Listen to what I'm saying to you. $10 would get you entrance to the Mercedes-Benz Lounge in Mercedes-Benz Stadium for $10. That's crazy. That's crazy. So let's just think about it. I want you all to marinate with it. Take this message and send it out to all your friends. I know it's all about Harvey right now, and I get that. And I'm doing my part with that too, because, again, if I'm asking you all to give, I had to give. So I can't ask you to give, and I haven't given. I've given too, and I'm going to continue to give because I believe in that. The other thing that's coming up, this is powerful. Our nonprofit organization, our charity, has been approved to be on the corporate giving list in hundreds of corporations nationwide. I mean, I'm talking about Google, I'm talking about Yahoo, Facebook, Uber, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Cisco, Costco, all of these different, wherever you work at, they have a giving campaign. So the only thing that you have to do now in your corporation is look for the eligible nonprofit charities that your company is affiliated with, and take the time and do a search on American Financial Literacy Association. Look up our nonprofit and just donate. You can do a payroll deduction and you determine the amount. It could be $5 a paycheck. It could be $3 a paycheck. Whatever it is, you would be able to do a payroll deduction, and it comes directly into our nonprofit agency, American Financial Literacy Association. It could be State Farm. It could be Aetna. It could be any corporation. I'm talking about huge corporations. So We've completed our paperwork. It's been a huge blessing to us because we didn't know really what the steps were, and they were revealed to us this week. So this week has been an extremely powerful week because, like I said, we're not gonna wait on people to come to us. We're gonna stand up, do what we need to do, and take charge of our lives, not only our lives but other people's lives as well. So the thing I want to leave you with tonight is, because we're going to have an abbreviated show. We're going to do a 30-minute show. The thing that I want to leave you with tonight is this: is three things. We talked about donations to Harvey. You cannot go to sleep tonight and not make a donation to Harvey, but make sure it's a reputable charity, because people are already starting to. Do you want to round up to the nearest dollar? Because we giving, and I'm like, everybody's not going to give. Some people are just opportunists. And it's unfortunate, but that's exactly what's happening because people. So I was in the grocery store today, and the grocery person said, "Well, it's $20.50. Do you want to give another 50 cents towards Hurricane Harvey?" And I'm like, I don't even know if y'all gonna give it to them or if y'all just trying to capitalize on it. You know, people are overcharging you for different goods. We know the price of gas is going to go up, anticipating some type of shortage coming through. But I want you all to just be cognizant about who you are and whose, like our grandparents used to say, and whose we are. Just marinate on that and whose we are. So give that little $5. That could have been a latte. Just bypass that latte tomorrow. It's Labor Day weekend. You know, bypass one of them packs of chicken. Bypass one of them packs of chicken and give that money to the people that are in Harvey, because they have a long struggle ahead of them, and continue to pray for those people, because this is just the beginning. This is the beginning. But when just think about how you would feel if somebody just snatched you out of what you was doing early this week, and the only thing that you have is the clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, in some cases not even the shoes on your feet, and everything that you have access to is gone. It's gone. So you're at ground zero. So just think about that. So we want to continue to give, and we want to be a force in that space. Number two, the raffle promotion. Make sure that you stay tuned for that, because I want everyone to spread the word on this. It's going to be extremely successful, and we're going to help a lot of people. We're going to raise a lot of money, and we're going to help a lot of students to make sure that they can graduate. Because like I said before, don't worry about how many. We got one. I know we got one. I know we got one. I know we got one. So I'm not even going to set my sights that low talking about those 6,000. We're going for at least 100,000 during the campaign, and I'm gonna run it. A lot of these tickets have been donated by friends of mine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run it all the way through the end of the season. Hope that the Falcons go to the Super Bowl, and every game, if they go to the playoffs, we're gonna use the playoff tickets too. We're gonna get tickets donated to the playoffs, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to reach out to some of the players, see if we can get some autographed balls and things of that nature. Because the only reason things don't work for us is we make sure it doesn't work, because we tell ourselves it ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna go for it. But you ain't even asked yet. So we're gonna be asking, and we're gonna be bringing people in the scope, and this is what we're gonna do. And lastly, what I want to remind you of is it's 5 components that this whole program is built upon. 5 components that this whole program is built upon. The first one is you all got to make a decision. We all have to make a decision. And when I say make a decision, we got to make a decision on what type of life we want to live. How do we want to be? What type of legacy do we want to create? How do we want to, pass down generational wealth? We have to make a decision on what we're going to do. That's number one. Make a decision. Number two, you got to create a plan. A lot of times people, they mix up activity with progress. Activity is not progress. Just because bees are buzzing in a beehive, that don't mean that they building something. Ants build things. If you watch ants, and ain't nobody in charge of an ant, and that's in the Bible. Ants build things. So you gotta plan. You gotta make a plan for what you're gonna do, and that's the second component. The first component is decision. You gotta make a decision. You're gonna lose weight. You're gonna save a certain amount of money. You're going to buy tickets. You're going to participate in the raffle. Whatever you're going to do, you got to make a decision. Number two, you got to have a plan. Number three, you have to save. You have to save something. The rule of thumb is for you to save at least 10% of your income. at least 10% of your income, because 10% of your income, what it says in The Richest Man in Babylon, a part of all you make is yours to keep. Think about that. A part of all you make is yours to keep. And everything that I've been talking to you all about since February, starting your own business, starting your own nonprofit, tax strategies, things. This is so that way you would be able to keep some of that money, and you wouldn't have Uncle Sam and other people taking your money, and you have no way of regulating what they take, how they take it, the way that they take it. So make sure that you save something, because the more that you save, the bigger cash reserves that you have, guess what you can do? The more money that you have, the more money that you can leverage into, because now you can handle a note on a building or an apartment complex on a real estate deal. But if you don't have no money, how you going to get in the game? You can't get in the game without no money. You got to have tickets to get into the game, and tickets cost money. So you got to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to have something, and don't think about like, oh, I don't make enough. Start with $5. Start with $2. Start with $3. You will be amazed in how much you can accumulate if you start to working on that habit over time. So the third component is you want to make sure that you're saving. The fourth component, protection. Protection. A lot of people, they do the first three, they make a decision, they have a plan, they start to accumulate wealth, but then they don't know how to protect it. Protect yourself. Get you a will, get you a trust, get you an estate plan, because we know that this life that we have here is brief. It is brevity. That's in the word, that's in the gospel. It don't matter if you believe or if you're a believer or non-believer. We all know that we're going to expire from this place. We're not going to be here forever. So make a plan for that and protect your assets, so that way that the people that are coming behind you will be able to have something to work from. Don't just take that mentality like, I'm not going to have life insurance. Just put me in a box. Because no, it's going to cost money. Whether we cremate you, whether we have a funeral, whatever it is, it's going to cost money. So take the time to protect your assets. Create a will, a family trust. Do some estate planning. It don't matter how much you have, because if you don't plan, then the state, they have a plan for you. And the last component of my program, and these are 5 steps that I created specifically for my nonprofit organization and for me in the Daily Bread Radio Show. And the last component, number 5, is give, 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 give. How can you give if you don't have nothing? How can you give if you so stressed? How can you give if you don't have a plan? Give. Get our stuff away. Get them clothes away that's too tight, that you ain't gonna wear no more. Get them shoes away. Give. Get that money away. Give. It's the law of success. That's just how it works. Just give. Philanthropy is the highest level of esteem for wealthy people. Philanthropy. How much money they compete. Once they get to a certain level, they compete about how much can they give away, not how little that they have. Give. Just give. And as you give, things will come back to you. As you give, you have more in your life. And as you give, things will work out for you. So those are the things that I really want to bring to you all tonight. Again, the Daily Bread Radio Show is really about us staying connected, doing things. I appreciate all of the feedback. And guess what? Even at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, even representing the Jaguars, guess what I did? Came down to the stadium, came into the lounge, went to my seat, looked at part of the game, and then guess what else I brought into the stadium? Book of the week. This is the book of the week. This is the book of the week. I didn't shortchange y'all. I wanted you all to know that the book of the week, this week, the book of the week is Be a Sales Superstar by one of my favorite authors, Brian Tracy. Be a Sales Superstar. This is a book that everybody needs to pick up. I know a lot of you all work in sales. I know a lot of you all say, well, I'm not in sales. Let me explain something to you. Everything that you do is sales. Whether you're trying to find a compatible mate, you got to sell yourself. You can't sell your representative. You got to sell somebody on the fact of who you are, what you have to contribute to a relationship. That's selling. When you're trying to negotiate a rate on a car, that's selling. When you're trying to get a job, you go on a job interview, you selling. So this book, and like I always say, I only bring you books that I've read through, so you can see that I've highlighted that. And the thing that Brian Tracy always talks about, he always gives you some good stuff. And chapter 2 talks about act as if it were impossible to fail. Act as if it was impossible to fail. Now let's think about this. How many people you know, how many people you know have a podcast, radio show, Facebook Live that will come out to a stadium, bring a book with them, find a quiet place because they said, you know what? I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm in Egypt. I don't care if I'm in the south of France. When Thursday comes, you getting something from me because what I'm doing is I'm sowing seeds. I'm sowing seeds because I believe that as I continue to sow seed, one day I'm going to wake up. Somebody's going to see the works that I'm doing, and God is going to see the works that I'm doing, and He's going to bless me. Not that He's going to just bless me. He's going to bless my generation. He's going to bless my grandson that's upstairs right now. He's going to bless my granddaughter, my kids, and my kids' kids. So I'm going to keep doing this. I'm not going to stop. It ain't no quitting me. This is number 19, Raheem. If you count, this is number 19. This is show 19 of 1,000. So I still got a long way to go. And I ain't stopping. I'm having too much fun. But make sure that you all pick up this book. It's called Be a Sales Superstar by Brian Tracy. It must be halftime because we're getting a lot of noise, a lot of people roaming around, so gotta be halftime. One of the things I want to say to you all is I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all of the support. Raheem, I know we talk about different things a lot in the studio. I appreciate you supporting my vision. And this is level one. This is level one. This is just the beginning. So I'm fine with the beginning because I know for a fact as I continue to sow seed, as I continue to bless people, I'm going to be helping people and I'm going to be helping myself. So I love to give because my kids already done graduated from college. So if I was a selfish type dude, I could go sit up in my seat, drink my refreshments, look at the game, and be done with it. But you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of kids that haven't been as fortunate as me, my kids, some of my friends' kids. It's people out there that have the aptitude. And just think if you could help somebody. And it's something that Maya Angelou said. This is a saying or a quote that Maya Angelou said that I live by. She says this. Maya Angelou said, people may forget what you did for them. People may forget what you said to them. And I may be messing this up, but here's the punchline. I know I got the punchline right. She said, but people will never, ever forget how you made them feel. And think about how you would feel if you was a student and you thought that there was no way out, there's no way that you're going to graduate. And here we come with the American Financial Literacy Association saying, you know what? Here goes $6,000 on it. This ain't no loan that you can repay back to me. Just graduate, get your degree, and the only thing that we're going to ask you to do is give back, give back, give back. So that's our show for this evening. It's I got 8:35. It's going to be abbreviated this evening. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Raheem, I appreciate you back in the studio. Again, coming to you live for the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I've had a ball. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you all a treat. We're going to do this. This is going to be like reality TV. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you all on a quick tour and let you all have a look at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So that way you kind of see like where we headed. And because a lot of people say, well, why you ain't show the America? It's going to get a little noisy. But guess what? This is what we're doing at the American Financial Literacy Association. Now, if you look up here, that's the cats going up the elevator. You got the people here with strawberry water, right? This is what you do when you come through. You know, I'm representing the Jaguars. I've been getting a lot of feedback about the Jaguars and what they do. Look, here's my little assistant here.
How you doing?
How y'all doing? This is my little. What's your name?
My name is Tarnesia.
Tarnesia. This is Daily Bread Radio Show. We got the audience going in, so we just giving them. We turned the podcast into reality TV, right? So we just coming through. You know, everybody looking at this thing here. That's personal finance. You know what that is back there? That's the S6. That's the S600. That's a Maybach. That's a Maybach. So you got the screens everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's a Maybach. They ain't playing with that. Then you come through. You see that Maybach in the back there? They not playing. This ain't no game, man. This ain't no game. So you got all these folks coming through. Must be halftime. Wait, it's halftime? You sure? She's saying, yeah, it's halftime. So what we gonna do is come through here, make sure we show these cats like, hey, this is what we do. Now you want to see a beautiful sign? See, this is where the raffle gonna go down at. Look at this. What that say? Mercedes-Benz Club, right? So you know how back in Duval we say we don't want y'all to be out there and perpetrating, acting like y'all. But it ain't about that. It's about just being blessed and paying it forward. So with our raffle program, you're gonna be able to go into club level. This is lower level. This is the entrance to the lounge. You can see this right behind me. And this is what we're gonna be doing the raffle. So everybody who, you know, participates in the raffle, they're gonna have the opportunity to get into the Mercedes-Benz Club. So it's pretty exclusive. You know, it's the namesake of the stadium. You know, got the big emblems. And they've been giving me a hard time about this Jaguar shirt they've been giving me a hard time about this, but that's home. I ain't worried about nobody giving me a hard time about home, because that's where I'm from. That's Duval County. So let me get my ticket out, man, because I'm gonna take y'all on the tour. We going inside. So these cats here, yeah, man, I'm representing Duval. Hold on, we going in. Something's over. How y'all doing, bro?
All right, my brother. You already been in here, huh?
I have, man, about 3 times. All right, I just want to make sure, because I don't want no.
You don't want no
I don't want nobody putting me in no handcuffs. Hey, we'll say it again.
The Jaguar shirt might get you in a little trouble, but we ain't going in there.
Never ever. Don't worry about the Jag. Hey, that's because that's all right. I'll be back. Man, look at this look at this spot, bro. Look at this goddamn spot. Bro, this where you want to be. Duval. This where you want to be at, bro. Bro, did I say a lounge? Look how these cats doing it, bro. It's halftime. Look at these cats doing it, man. You want to see something funky? I'm gonna really give y'all the fun. And hey, bro, we done turned the podcast into a reality TV show. Let me show you something, man. Bro, look at these folks, bro. And this just the lounge, man. Look, man, we gonna be raising money for kids. Nah, bro, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let's cut through here, man. Let me show you how these fools. I almost said something wrong. Let me show you how these young people doing this, man. Look at this, bro. Look at this, man. No, you want to see something crazy? This inside the goddamn. Now this the lounge, bro. You want to see something crazy? Look at this thing, man. Bro, that's inside the goddamn stadium. That's inside the stadium, man. You catch that, man? Bro, we giving it away. We gonna help. Now you want to see something real funky? Bro, you come right down field level, man. Bro, Dallas Stadium ain't got nothing on us, man. Field, bro. That's it. That's how we, hey, man. That's how we do it in Duval County, bro. That's field level, man. And that's the Falcon sideline. You like right, bro, you right there. You know what I'm saying? You right there. This better than Texas Stadium, man. So I just wanted to make sure that all my Facebook friends, that I wanted to show y'all. Come on, man. Duval to the fullest, man. Bro, you see the shirt? You see the shirt, bro? They don't know nothing about this. But for the team, right now. So what we gonna do? The only thing I'm gonna ask y'all to do, man, is make sure y'all stay with me, cause I'm gonna need your help. We're gonna raise a lot of funds. We're gonna raise a lot of funds. So you don't see too many of us in here. They're gonna want look at that. Look at that Duval. Wade brothers. Duval! Hey, come on, what? Come on, what? Hey, man. But we're going to raise a lot of money. We're going to help a lot of people. And I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. We're going to tune in. Make sure we tune in next week. Next week's show, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Make sure you share this with some people, man. Because we're trying to really do some good stuff. Really trying to help some people because, I mean, we've been blessed. And when I say, man, you can't get no close. Look at this, bro. You right there. You right there, man. So the only thing I'm going to say, man, is I appreciate you, man. I ain't going to stop. I can't stop. So we need to do the podcast and we need to do reality TV. How we want to do it. I'm always, yeah, let me get this out of this circle. I'm always rep Duval to the fullest. Right? That's where I'm from, bro. I'm from Duval. But y'all have a good evening, man. Make sure y'all spread the word. Tune in to the Daily Bread Radio Show every Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. You know, hit me up on Facebook. And we got a lot of others. So the website is coming up in about 30 days. Make sure you hit us up, man. Look at this. Bro, you think Jerry Jones got something? Look at that halo, bro. Look at that halo up there, man. Bro, you see that screen back there? That's bigger than goddamn. That's bigger than Jerry Jones. Get goddamn Jerry Jones, man. This is goddamn Atlanta Falcons. Me and Duval, but hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. Y'all have a beautiful evening, man. I love y'all, and just spread the word. And we're gonna raise some money, help some people, man, and make sure you make that donation to Harvey and pray for those people down in Houston, Port Arthur, and Beaumont, Texas. All right, man. Love y'all. Peace. One.